Hello there, this is Chris Reardon. Welcome along to today's United Kingdom talk. Back home from my sisters, with surrounded by lovely little Christmas presents from people, and I'm so grateful for such things. Now, as you know, I did do a little bit of filming while I was up there. Do we call it filming now or videoing? I don't want to sound old-fashioned. It's like sometimes people come up, oh, have you got that track while I'm DJing? Have you got that track? They don't call them records now. And I might go up to say something, might try and chat someone up and say to them, would you like me to put you a record on? And they go, eh? I go, eh? They want a track. It's not called a record anymore, is it? How times move on, dear. As I was saying, I did do a little bit of filming up there. I've had a look through it, and in all honesty, I don't think I can make a show out of those bits and pieces. You see, the thing is, I went up there. I've got to be honest, I tried to start recording a show several times, and for whatever reason, I couldn't get into it. I don't know why that is. Very unusual for me to be like that. Certainly when I'm making the shows, for example, that you're listening and seeing now, there is no... I don't have to start 5 or 6 times. I just start and here we are. But there, I must have started this show 4 or 5 times, once in the living room, once in my bedroom while I was up staying at my sister's, and I just couldn't get into it for some reason. Then I did a little bit of filming with Jimmy, my 11-year-old nephew, one morning, and even that, there was only about like 5 minutes worth, and I thought, I can't make a show out of this, so we're not going to do that, all right? Sorry, I hope you're not too disappointed at that. Thing is, when I'm going up to my sister's, I have these ideas, and then you start playing and mucking around up there and spending time with the family, and you find suddenly the time is over. It goes so quickly, the time at my sister's. So there we are. So no little film. We're back here in the Mirable studio after I'd say there was no break for you because I went a couple of shows ahead, didn't I? But here we are, back almost live. Not quite, almost live. Now, my mouth, the continuing ulcer problem in my, or whatever it was, well, that's changed a bit. I started using, on the advice of someone, I think I mentioned in the last show, this stuff, Corsodiol, something or other, like a mouthwash, which is very it tastes strong. Now, this is the mint flavoured one. I think I remember years ago using the original flavoured one, which was absolutely, it was like having a mouthful of bleach. I'm sure it was that. I'm not sure, it might have been something else from the chemist, but it was like having a mouthful of bleach, vile. But this is actually quite nice. It does taste extremely strong. Okay, so obviously some sort of chemicals in there. And it's, what is it, Cordyceil mint mouthwash. And I've been using that now for, I suppose, about 5 days. And the white patching underneath the tongue has almost completely gone. Right? As I said in the last show, or the show before, the dentist or the doctor, neither of them suggested this. This was suggested by a nurse who just happened to be out at one of my nights off, my nights working, my DJ nights. Anyway, it seems to have done the trick. However, now I have an inflamed gum right at the very back there and the tiniest of ulcers on the tip of my tongue. So there must be something going on in my mouth still, and I don't know. I'll be going to see the specialist in a hospital when I get an appointment for that. No, just waiting for that. That should come within a couple of weeks. So we'll see what he says. I'm still tempted to go and visit another dentist, because every time I go and see my dentist, something seems to go wrong afterwards. I mean, obviously, you don't know the dentist I go to, so I can say these things. I mean, one wonders, are the tools he's using, are they clean? Why is it every time I've been to him Within a couple of days, something else goes wrong, or my mouth's rather sore. And plus, he keeps telling me to see the hygienist every 3 months, and I'm getting a bit... Is there such a term as dentist fatigue? When you keep going. I mean, almost when I was a child, was it every 6 months or once a year? I can't remember now. But that's almost acceptable. But every 3 months, I'm fed up going there. It is expensive, yes. You have to pay every time you go because I belong to a private dentist. But that's not the issue here. The issue is I'm fed up going to see him. Why should something go wrong every time I go up there? Last time I went was about a week ago. And now there's an ulcer on the tip of my tongue. And inflamed at the back there. It's all very... And I am tempted to go to see another dentist for a second opinion. Obviously, I wouldn't... Would I tell him that? Would you tell him that you've come for a second opinion? Because you're not happy with the dentist that you're going to see, I wonder? Oh, I don't know. Or would you tell him, yes, you're for second... But you wouldn't mention the name of the first dentist. I think that's probably more the thing, isn't it? Anyway, so that's the news with the mouth at the moment. So we're still not right in there. And it also hurts me to swallow on that side, interestingly enough, the same side as the inflamed gum. So I'm assuming those two are connected. Also, I get a little bit of a strange feeling in that ear. And it's all down the same side, dear. All down the same side. So I'm not sure what's happening there, but I can't wait to see the specialist, to be honest. I may go, I don't know, I might ring up another dentist tomorrow morning and see if I can go and see him. Let's see what we do there. I got Happy New Year. 2009, isn't it? Happy New Year, Happy New Year, may we all have... That's an Abba song. I think roughly 1979, that one? Oh, we like Abba. I found out while I was up at my sister's that my sister absolutely adores Abba. In fact, her husband Martin has bought her for Christmas, rather nice gift, an Abba boxed set, CD format, of all the albums. And what they've done, they've kind of made mini pictures out of the original front of the album. And he's bought all those on CD, which I think is a marvellous present. I'm a great Abba fan. What's your favourite Abba track? Huh? Mine is... It's not a well-known one. Well, I've got a few, actually. That's Me. Do you know that one? Are you sure you want to hear more? Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And I like One of Us. One of us is lying. One of us is dying. Do you know that one? And Super Trouper. Super Trouper, been so gonna find you, but I won't seem to... Do you like that one? So that's one of my sister's presents. Let me see. Now, let me tell you about my little trip to my sister's, darlings, which started on Christmas Eve. Well, I very nearly had an accident. First of all, usually when I go to my sister's now, I time it to coincide with a night's work in my friend's pub in Hemel Hempstead. Now, the reason for that is the journey to my sister's goes round a long road called the M25 and then up another road called the A1M. So you go round and up. Now, my friend in Hemel Hempstead, he is kind of, if I was to do the bit where the first part of the journey round the M25 and then up a little bit, his pub is there. So you see, it breaks up a rather long journey. So it's worth doing. So I got in my car, Christmas Eve would have been around about 6:30, I think, because I had to get some fuel first, some diesel for the car. And left the house, locked everything up. Oh, windows locked, everything. I'm very, very security conscious. Left the cats loads of food. I've got special pet feeding bowls that have got timers on them. Oh, it's marvellous. And every now and again, if you set the timer for whatever you want it to do, and you can give the cats 5 portions of food in this timer. Maximum of 4 days. So you set the little thing, okay, and you put the lid on, and then at a given time, this plate swings round underneath its cover, click, and another portion of food is revealed. It's all very clever, dear. Oh, yes. We got all the best technology here in the Mirable Studios. So I set the food down, left my house, off I went. Travelled up the road and I thought, right, well, I'll fill up the car here and that'll be that. I looked at, I didn't think I actually needed to fill up, actually. I knew I would have got to my sister's, but I like to be all ready. So I got to Sainsbury's petrol station. Turned right, okay? Now, as you turn into the petrol station, there are two lanes. One on the left, where you continue to go straight to the supermarket, round a mini roundabout, okay? And one on the right, where it clearly indicates fuel, F-U-E-L. So, there's two lanes. There's only a short road, two lanes coming up to this mini roundabout. I'm on the inside, and I noticed a woman, chavvy type woman, in the left-hand lane. Okay? I've got to the end, looked over, and I thought, oh, well, blow me down. The petrol station was closed. I thought, oh, well, not to worry too much. I'll continue. I'll go to work. This other woman's pulled up next to me in the left, right? I've then gone to go round, and quick as a flash, she's cut straight across me, this stupid cow. Stupid woman. She's cut straight across me to turn right on the mini roundabout. Oh, and I just managed to slam on my... I didn't bother hooting or anything like that. I just managed to slam on my brakes. Well, I don't know if she didn't notice or didn't, you know... did notice and was too scared to look at me because I know I can be a little bit frightening, perhaps, can I? Those of you that watch the show in glorious colour with stereophonic sound, do I look like a scary person to you? I think I might do. Anyway, she didn't even look at me. I couldn't believe it, and that could have been a really nasty accident. Now, good job I slammed on those brakes on a Christmas Eve as well at 7 o'clock at night. What would have been the chances of getting someone out then? And I was on my way to work and on my way to... You don't want an accident then, do you? So there we are. One accident thwarted. I can't believe how stupid that woman was. What a shame she doesn't know I do this, eh? Maybe she's a viewer. Are you a viewer, darling? Are you the lady that cut me up? Well, drop dead. That's what I say. Dreadful. Anyway, so we got out of that. I then travelled to my friend's pub in Hemel Hempstead and got there. There's no traffic at all on the M25, which is unusual because the M25 is a very, very busy road, boys and girls. You don't want to be stuck on that. In particular, you don't want to be on the M25 any afternoon of the week, really, sort of between the hours of 3 p.m. and 8 p.m. You really don't want to be on that M25. Anyway, I got to work. Justin was there. Happy Christmas. Da, 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 da. I gave him his present. And then he said to me, and I can't believe it, boys and girls, I gave him his present, which was actually a compressor similar to the thing I've got up there. And he said to me, oh, yours hasn't come yet. All that effort I made to get someone a present, dear. And it was nothing for little old me. Anyway, I was very disappointed. Handed over his present in a carrier bag, let me point out. Okay? There's no wrapping paper, dear. In a carrier bag. And his mother, Sylvie, I handed over her present, again, in a sealed carrier bag. Sylvie thinks I'm really tight. Because I don't spend money unless it's where's the wrapping paper? Oh, she's so blooming ungrateful, that woman. I told her a couple of weeks, was it last week? I said, I got your present. I don't want chocolates. Miserable blooming cow. I don't want chocolate. First thing, I don't want chocolate. How does she know she got chocolates? Well, actually, she did have chocolates. 25 quid's worth, a great big box of chocolates. I don't want chocolates. How blooming ungrateful. So she didn't get chocolates. So she got a book She got Michael Parkinson book wrapped up in a carry bag. Then she moaned there was no wrapping paper on it. And she's always moaning about how she's got no money. Well, that's because she keeps spending it on unnecessary things like wrapping paper, dear. It's a liberty, that's what it is. Hand it over her. And then she says, yours is upstairs. Well, quite frankly, I was embarrassed. Now, unfortunately, I've left it downstairs. But if I tell you what it was, you see, I don't open presents till Christmas Day. I never ever open presents till Christmas Day. That's a true fact, that is. I will not open. I don't go along with that. My nephews and nieces' other uncle Dave, he does the same as me with my sister's children. And he gives them money. But sometimes he gives them the money before Christmas so that I can understand his thinking, so that the children can buy people presents with it. Well, that's where's my slipper gone? That's not my idea at all. As far you cannot have my niece, her boyfriend bought her a dog for her birthday and gave it to her before her birthday. I don't go along with that at all. No. Absolutely not. You gotta have a little bit of what's the word now? I can't think of the word. A bit of what's it called when you hold yourself back? Any idea? Oh, what's that word now? You gotta have, you know what I mean, don't you? You've got to stop yourself doing these things. Birthday is birthday. Christmas is Christmas. Christmas is not 2 days before Christmas. Can I have it now? No. A bit of restriction in yourself. That's what you need. Calm down. A bit of self-discipline. That's it. Self-discipline. That's what you need. You're not having it before. Come on. How many people here gave their children, nieces, nephews, partners, whatever, their present before Christmas Day? And then it gets to Christmas Day, you've had the present already. It's not right. It's not right. And it's not Christmas. Wrong. Christmas Day. That's when you get it handed over. So I done the job in Hemel Hempstead, DJ'd until midnight. What was it like? It was okay. It wasn't flat. On the other hand, it wasn't hands in the air, let's all have a good time. Okay? So it was okay. It was a nice night. Nice people. There weren't too many people going mad, though. And I can only assume that it's this whole money situation here at the moment in the world. And people are holding back. I mean, I've certainly seen, I've done about 5 Christmas Eves in that same venue now. And at the end of the night, there's usually a few tables of really legless people. Absolutely drunk as skunks. Which I'm not saying is a good thing. I'm just pointing out, excuse me, I'm just pointing out that that's how it is. This time, I don't think I spotted anyone who was absolutely drunk in there at the end of the night. I think they had a good time. There were people dancing and singing and doing Christmas things and what have you. But there was no one really drunk. And I'm a little bit concerned, does that mean they didn't have a good time? No, I don't think it does, but it was just different. Okay, so that was that night. Anything else happened there? I don't think anything else happened at that particular function. No, that was it. Okay, so then I got into my car and drove up to my sister's. Now, I was so pleased. Now, it's a slightly different route I take when I go via Hemel Hempstead. I go a little bit up the M1, then I kind of go across and then join the A1M. They're the names of the roads here in the UK. And the M1 has had these roadworks on it for about 4 years, 3 or 4 years. Cones going for, miles, and a restriction of 70 miles an hour. Okay? But I got onto the M road and the roadworks is finished. How marvellous is that? So you're able to put your foot down and tear up this beautiful... Oh, and they've done it really well. They've got... I think there's 4 lanes. I think maybe they might have been actually widening the road. I'm just guessing that. There's now 4 lanes, okay? And the road is lovely and smooth and flat. And you just put your foot down and you go. And all the cameras have gone. So that's brilliant. So that must have saved me 20 minutes. Now, I left the pub in Hemel Hempstead around about 20 past 12. And I actually got to my sister's at 20 to 3, which is just brilliant. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. The other thing I did notice this year was that there was hardly anyone on the road at all. Now, at that time of night, we're not talking hundreds and hundreds of cars anyway. But there's a few. This year, I noticed there was barely anyone at all on the road. And then after a certain point, after I got to the end of the A1M and joined the smaller roads, the A15, sort of towards Sleaford and all that way, which is up north, I didn't see anyone at all after that. No one at all. So got to my sister's, big hugs for my sister. And then I got in and I had cup of tea and chocolate biscuits. Now, Suko in New York, my dear, dear friend, thank you. I hear what you're saying, chocolate biscuits, but wait. Just before Christmas, I don't think I told you this, I've put my bread machine away, okay? Virtually stopped eating bread. No crisps, no chocolates. Now, before I went up there, I weighed myself, Suko. More recently, I have been 13 stone and 2 pounds. Okay? Didn't tell you this, did I? On the couple of weeks preceding my visit to my lovely sister, just before I left on Christmas Eve, I weighed myself. 12 stone, 10. So that's... Oh, you don't do stone in America, do you? So it's 11, 12, 1... So look, I have lost 6 pounds in 2 weeks. Ha ha ha! Shut up! See? No. And I've always been pretty convinced that the bread machine is fairly terminal when it comes to putting weight on. And I think I've proved the point there. So I lost that weight. I lost that weight so that I could enjoy some chocolate things and what have you while I was up there. So I had a few chocolate biscuits, and then my sister wanted to get to bed fairly early because they knew Jimmy, my 11-year-old nephew, would be up fairly early on Christmas morning. Sorry about the old voice there. I keep having to flick the switch and have a cough. Those of you watching on YouTube will occasionally see my mouth move and no noise like this. That's because I flicked the switch so that you can't hear me coughing, because it's not very nice for radio people, radio listeners to be listening to me coughing my guts up, does it? So we then went to bed, and I said, well, what time's he getting up then? So she said, I don't know. I said, well, you can wake me up early. I said, not earlier than 10:30 in the morning, though, please, if you don't mind me saying so, dear. Okay. So I got off pretty quickly to sleep, I must say. I think I got into bed around about 3:30. And my sister, she does the room out for me. It's a lovely room. I mean, it's ever such a comfortable room. The only thing is she's got wooden floors upstairs, and I'm not keen on those. I find them... I don't like walking on... I mean, she's got rugs up there. I like a carpeted floor, you know. And she has a little basket on the bedside cabinet with like shower gel and sponge. Oh, she does it all. She'd be good at running a hotel, I reckon, my sister. She really would. No, she does have an eye for detail. I know, like on the show, you always hear me saying my sister this, my sister that. But you know it's only a laugh, don't you? because we like to have a laugh. We've got to laugh at life, dear, because it's not laughing at us. So I thought, well, I'll have a nice sleep and I'll get up early-ish, around about 10:30. Well, blow me down. I just closed my eyes and bang, open the door went at about 9:10 in the morning. Oh, what's that? Jimmy, Chris, can you come and help me? I thought, what's happened now? And my nephew was quickly followed by the new little dog, Barney, who then jumped on the bed and tried to climb in the bed with me. It's a tiny little dog. It's a little spaniel. I think it's coming up to about 8 months old, something like that. And the dog indeed was followed by my sister. I said, what's up? Oh, he wants you to give him a hand downstairs with one of his presents. He can't get it working. So I said, oh, I'll be up in a minute. I said, and T. You see, my sister you must learn, Sharon, because I know her husband does watch some of the... Yes, my sister's husband, Martin, does watch some of these programmes. It's true. And then he informs her of anything that I might say about her. So, if you could tell Sharon, I must have a cup of tea first thing in the morning. If she's going to come up and wake me up, we want the cup of tea in the hand, placed down on the bedroom cabinet. Thank you very much. And remember, Sharon, just a tiny bit of milk. I'm getting more and more concerned, actually, with people here in the UK not being able to make tea. Now, Martin's mother, who also lives in like a separate part of the house, Doreen her name is, she's made me tea before, and I am eternally grateful for people that make tea. But when I say a drop of milk very strong, that's what I mean. They get the cup, they pour in half a cup of blooming milk. And I've been doing this show now about 3¼ years, and we must have this conversation, mustn't we? Every few months. Strong tea, okay? Tea bag in cup, boiling water, pour that on. Okay, I caught my niece doing this the other day as well. She made me a cup of tea. She boiled the kettle, and the kettle boils like that, you know, bubbling. No, it's not a noise, like bubbling, like that, bubbling with the bubbles. And then I hear it click off. 2 minutes later, she wanders over to the kettle and puts hot water on the tea bag. No, Tracey, that isn't how you make a strong cup of tea. How many times have I got to go through this? Eh? You put the tea bag in the cup. Do not put the milk in yet. You switch the kettle on. As soon as it's boiling, you quickly flick off the switch and pour on the boiling water. This is so important, dears. I mean, there's a lot of troubles in the world, I know. And some of you might be thinking, why is he talking about tea when there's wars going? This is much more important. If only you people in other countries other than, now let's think, the UK, Australia, and some of the Caribbean countries, you're all very good at it. But I'm afraid my friends in America, our friends in Europe, you just can't make a blooming cup of tea properly. Now pay attention. Cup, tea bag in cup, water on. Okay? Turn the water on. As soon as it's boiling, turn it off and quickly pour the boiling water onto the tea bag. Leave this and then you can stir it if you want with a spoon. Do not put that milk in yet. Leave the tea bag for 5 minutes, at least. For me, leave it in about 10 minutes. Remove the tea bag, squeezing it carefully against the side of the cup, in the cup. Chuck it out, put it on the garden. It's very good for the garden. All my old tea bags end up on the garden. I tear them in half, pour them on the bit of earth. That's it. All right? Add milk to taste. Now, some people do like milky tea. I don't. Just a few drops of milk So what you don't want to do is change it from dark brown to beige. Then you know you've put in too much milk. Just take it off that very dark brown to slightly less brown, and that's it. All right, Sharon? Now, Sharon, most times her tea is okay. But sometimes, Sharon, I think that you might rush it, dear. You might rush it. You put the tea bag in, doesn't left it, or you've put too much milk in, and you probably think to yourself before you bring the tea up, well, you don't usually bring tea up to the bedroom, but before you bring in tea to the living room, dear, you probably think, oh, there's a bit too much milk. He probably won't notice. Well, I'm afraid you're wrong, darling. He does notice. You know John who works in West 5, where I do bingo on Tuesday nights. That's on Tuesday nights between 8 p.m. and 12 midnight. John, who works in West 5, he often makes me a cup of tea. Sometimes he makes a lovely cup of tea, but sometimes he rushes it, dear. And I think he must... I was talking to Christina. We were talking to Christina, who is one of the bar staff in West 5. And she says she actually observed him with her own eyes, dipping the tea bag in twice and then putting the milk in and bringing it. It's not a cup of... Please, please, will people learn how to make tea? All right. Now, how did we get onto the subject of tea? I don't know. Oh, yes. So, we're in my bedroom now at my sister's house. Little nephew Jimmy, 11's in there. The dog Barney's in there. And my sister are in there, all demanding, well, not demanding, but saying, can I get up and give him a hand with one of his presents? So I said yes. So go on, get out then. I want to get up. Okay, so I got out. Got out of bed. Brushed my teeth. Had some of my Cordyceil mouthwash stuff. And went downstairs. What's wrong, Jimmy? I can't get my seat working. And one of the presents that he's got is like, it's almost a bit like the seat I'm sitting in here, but a smaller version. And it's a games seat. Oh, yes. They've got now special seats for playing computer games. And this thing is supposed to vibrate and everything like that. I said, what's wrong with it? He said, I can't get the sound to come out. Okay, well, what are you connecting it to? Oh, my PlayStation... no, what is it? What's he got now? Is it Xbox 3? Oh, I don't know. It's games machine. He's got every blooming games machine going, dear. I mean, I just don't see the attraction of games machines. Of course, years ago, when I was much younger... I was discussing this with my brother-in-law, Martin, because he had one as well. We had the tennis game that you plug into your telly, black and white, with the little paddles either side, and you'd hit the start button and a little ball would travel across the screen and you'd hit it. Beep. And it would travel across again. Beep. And you'd move your paddle up to hit this thing, wouldn't you? And I travel across again. Beep. Who had one of those? Come on. Who had the black and white tennis game that you used to be able to get for your plug in your telly? You had one as well, didn't you? Yes. I was going to get the colour one, but I saved a bit of money and bought the black and white one. I was more than happy with that. So I suppose, really, all these computer games that you can buy now, that's just them getting the same as I got when I was younger, isn't it? Anyway, so I said, okay, let's have a look then. And he had all the wires out and he'd plugged them in the wrong places. Which is unusual for Jimmy because he's very intelligent, Jimmy. Anyway, what he'd done is plugged the sound from the games machine straight into the telly. Well, if you want to use the games chair, you've got to plug the sound into the chair. He'd managed to put the electrical adapter into the chair and plug that into the mains, but he hadn't done that. So it only took me a couple of minutes, and I removed the sound input into the telly and put that into the games chair, and away went. And there's two controls on the side. One's for the treble and one's for the bass. So he's sat in there and it's like, you know, noise is coming out. I said, oh, come on, Jimmy, turn it up. Let's hear what it sounds like. And this thing is actually quite loud. And I thought there might have been some sort of little motors or something inside it that make it vibrate with the sound that's coming out. But no, in fact, it's actually the bass speaker that makes the thing vibrate. I'm sorry, if you think I'm moving my mouth in a funny way today, I've got this tiny little ulcer on the end of my tongue. I might try some of that Bonjello on that, actually. Yeah. So now he's sitting there playing the games. And the only thing is with Jimmy, he doesn't have games which I would consider exciting. They all seem to be football games and racing games, like car racing. There's no, like, spaceships or things like Galaxian. Do you remember Galaxian? Come on, all the older lads watching the show. The ladies won't know what the hell I'm talking about, will you? Eh? But the boys, who used to play Galaxian? There was like little spaceships. There was one big one at the top, and then another row, and then another row, and it would start off with the little spaceships at the bottom, and they would attack you, and it would go, boo, and then you'd have a missile launcher at the bottom, and a button, of course, and you just hit the button, and with the idea that the missiles would get one of these downcoming spaceships. And I was quite good at that. So it doesn't seem to have any games with spaceships. And then, as time went on, I got other games myself. Sonic the Hedgehog. And Super Mario. Who knows the tune to Super Mario? I do. Da 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 you know the one, don't you? Yes. The theme music to Super Mario. We love it. He hasn't got anything like that. No Super Mario. No Sonic the Hedgehog. No Tetris. Do you know the music to Tetris? Yes. It's a bit rather Russian, isn't it? How's it go? Da 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 da. Oh. Let me think now. Da 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 da. Da, 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 da. Is that in it? Theme music to Tetris? He hasn't got anything like that. It's all football games with and I'm not a football fan, as you know. Jimmy's mad on Chelsea. If you go in his bedroom, he's got pictures of Chelsea, the whole team up there. He's got the scarves hanging down. Oh, God. Football mad. But these football games now have commentary on them as well. So he's sitting there in this chair playing a football game and all the commentary is blaring out of these armchairs. Oh, it was doing my brain in. It was a bit like being when I was at home when I was a little boy. And Dad, he was a great my dad, Gerald his name was, he was a great football fan. He used to support Queen's Park Rangers. When his funeral came, I think my mum, someone had a ball, like a ball made out of flowers in the colours of Queen's Park Rangers, and he had it on his coffin. He was a mad football fan, my dad. Always watched the football. But used to do my brain in. It really did. On a Sunday afternoon, you'd come down the stairs. Oh, my God, there'd be football on the telly for hours. And loud. All this commentary going on. You couldn't talk to my dad when the football was on. What's all that about, eh? I don't think he shared my interest of the Eurovision Song Contest. That's the only thing. Which is a great song contest every year. Around about April, May, isn't it? Anyway, back. So I'm in the living room. He's set up on his chair now. Jimmy's now sitting in the chair playing computer games. That's it, really. Now, I had decided, once I was up there, even though I'd lost a little bit of weight to go up there, I thought, well, let's not go mad on all the chocolates and biscuits while I'm there. Let's, everything in moderation. So I actually kept off most of the chocolates and the sweets and the biscuits. Although I had chocolate biscuits when I got there. It was about 10 o'clock now. I said, what time's dinner? She said, oh, I don't do... Because my sister, she won't be ruled by the clock, my sister. Oh, I don't do times. It'll be ready when it's ready. Trouble is, you can be sitting there for hours, getting thinner and thinner while you're waiting for this meal to arrive. Fortunately, the meal did arrive at around about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, so that was very nice. Now, I had intended to take Duchess, their lovely black Labrador, for a walk or two while I got up there. But my mouth, this ongoing problem inside my mouth, does take it out on you a bit. And I was not feeling 100%, so I didn't actually do that in the end. Of course, when I got there on the early Christmas morning, when I got there about 20 to 3 in the morning, all these dogs go mad, don't they? Duke and Duchess and the new one, Barney. They're like, stick their nose as you come in the door. They must recognise me. Even though I go only 2 or 3 times a year, they stick their little nose underneath my hands and want attention. Oh, it's lovely. It's really nice. So we had the dinner, which was very nice. Turkey, usual Christmas dinner. Beautiful dinner my sister did. Oh, you couldn't fault it. You really couldn't. She knows how to cook, that girl. She wasn't always like that. I remember when they had their flat in Sherfield Gardens, it was in Roehampton. And I think once I went up there for a casserole and the whole thing was done in the microwave and it was blooming awful. But but she's learned how to cook now, haven't you, sis? Much, much better now, my darling. Thank you. It was a lovely Christmas dinner. I've lost my slipper again. Just a minute. Trouble is, I don't want to put my head down. My niece, Tracey, told me she was watching one of the shows and she said I mustn't put my head down when I'm doing the show because it shines. Is that right? It ain't that bad, Tracey. Is it? Or is it? I don't know. So we had the dinner, then we went and sat in the living room and it was presents time. And I've bought my most favourite presents up here to show you. All right? First of all, let me get this. He says, trying very carefully not to lean down so as to reveal the bald spot, Tracey, all right? Hang on, let me bring my stuff over here. And Tracey asked me what I wanted for Christmas. And I said I'd like a larger slow cooker than the one I've got. Because I do have a slow cooker, but it's a bit small. And I wanted a larger one. And she has indeed bought me a lovely, large slow cooker to do my casseroles in. Now, I haven't brought the inside of it up because that's china. And I was a bit worried I might drop it on the way up the stairs. But that's a lovely large one. I think I don't know how big it is. Let me see. It doesn't say on here, does it? I think it's about I think it's about 4.5 litres. So there we are. My sister bought me a lovely slow cooker which I'll be able to do my stews in. Okay. And what else did I get? Oh, I got this lovely... Now, they bought me a few presents. That was from my niece, Tracey. This lovely smelling... Oh, I wish you could smell this. It's the most beautiful smelling shower gel and shampoo. Called, and rather appropriately perhaps, Snow Fairy. Okay? Now, I don't know if you can buy this where you are, but certainly it's available in the UK. I don't know where she got it from. Hang on, let me just ring quickly and see if we can find out where the Snow Fairy came from. 1 second, I'm just ringing my sister to see if we can find out whether... Sis? Hello, sis. I'm just coming towards the end of my show, and I just wanted to know, do you know where she would have bought that Snow Fairy stuff from? What? Lush? What's that? Is it a chain? I've never heard of it. It's not Body Shop, no? Oh, it says it on there, Lush. Okay, sis, I'll ring you later. Bye. Right, apparently, here in the UK, you can get it from a shop called Lush. And actually, it says Lush up there. And it's called Snow... I don't know what possessed my older nephew and his girlfriend, Gary and Stacey, to buy me something that's called Snow Fairy. Do you think they're trying to tell me something? Eh? Is that what it's all about? You see, the trouble is, I mean, I love anything like that. I love people taking the mick out of me. I love laughing at life. You get some gay people who would have been given this by someone for Christmas. Who would have been offended? I mean, you really do. I don't know what it is in there. It goes on in their tiny little minds that seem to look out for offence all the time. For Christ's sake, lighten up. Anyway, I actually don't think that she chose this because it said Snow Fairy. She chose this because I remember on a previous visit to my sister's, I noticed this in the bathroom up there. And I had a little sniff of it then. And it really is the most beautiful smell of like... It's like a very sweet, sugary smell. It says on the bottle, shower gel for body and hair. And I've actually washed my hair in it this morning because it's a beautiful smell. And it says on the bottle, candy floss pink and sweet as sugar with iridescent sparkles and a hint of wicked fruitiness. That's the smell I can smell. It's a fruity smell. And if... Candy floss, that's it. That's what it smells like. Candy floss and bubble gum. So beautiful smell. You've got to try some of this, okay? Snow Fairy. Fresh handmade cosmetics. I don't know how much it costs. So they bought me that. They also bought me a rather unusual present, I have to say, which I'm rather pleased with. And it's a little metal tin, okay? And it's called Name a Star, right? It says on the back here. So this was another gift from my nephew Gary and his girlfriend Stacey. Send that someone special into orbit by naming a star after them. Simply register your chosen star name with the Intergalactic Star Database, and your star will be named for eternity. And I think that's a lovely present. I don't know how much. Again, I've no idea how much these things cost, because I don't. If people give me presents, I'm not one of those people who starts looking it up on the internet or going around shops to see how much one has been spent on me. I just think that's so wrong, that is. You accept the gift and that's it. And, you know, if someone gave me a gift that, was a homemade thing that they hadn't spent any money, wouldn't bother me in the slightest. Christmas is not about giving people expensive gifts. If the way you think about someone is dependent on how much they spent on your gift, then you're not worth a gift, I'm afraid. That's how I feel. Absolutely. If that's how you judge someone, by the amount of money they've spent on your gift, then you should never have had a gift in the first place. That's my own opinion of that. It's giving something. That's what it is. Now, this little package comes complete with sort of welcome letter. Dear Intergalactic... Oh, hang on. What have I done here? Something's gone wrong here. 1 minute. I've hit the button, haven't I? That's what I've done. 1 minute. 1 minute. There we are. That's back now. So, something went wrong then. I've done something terribly wrong here. 1 minute. God, what's happened? 1 second now. 1 second. Those of you watching YouTube can see what's gone wrong here. I tell you what's happened. What's happened? The way we record this show. Okay. the video side of things and the audio side of things are completely separate. And what I've just done is hit the stop button on the audio side of things. Okay, so now we've got to pick up where we started from. The trouble is, I'm not sure where we hit the off button, so we're going to have a little quick listen to see. So this was another gift from my nephew Gary and his girlfriend Stacey. Send that someone special into orbit. That's how I feel. Absolutely. If that's how you judge someone, by the amount of money they've spent on your gift, then you should never have had a gift in the first place. That's my own opinion of that.
This is where
it's giving something. That's what it is. Right, giving something. So we've got to pick up from that, okay? You see, it's worth watching. It's worth watching the show because you've found out how all this works. So, giving something. Now, the other thing is, I've now got to check. How long have I got to record now? 49, 18, 1, 2, 3, 4, 55, 56, 18. So we want about 7 minutes and 40 seconds left. Right, we'll continue. It's all got hideously wrong here. 1 minute. Let's delete that. Hang on. No. Right. Is that right? So what we got? 7 minutes. Right. We'll carry on. Carry on. Right. Now we're carry on. You see, so that the people listening to the radio show won't actually realise anything went wrong. Right. You ready? So we'll pick up from there. Absolutely. So that's, it shouldn't be what present you get. Anyway, let's open this intergalactic star. All right. Intergalactic star thing. You get a welcoming letter. Congratulations on your unique purchase. We hope this eternal gift brings happiness for years to come. And you get a little book with star constellations in it. And all sorts of other little bits and pieces, pictures of the planets and what have you. You get this chart thing to where your star is going to be, and my star is going to be in a circulation, an area called. Hang on a minute. The constellation Canis Major. Yeah, Canis Major. Yes, dear. Right. And then you get what? You get a map here. What's this? Oh, you get a beautiful map here of stars and things. Lots of stars there. Big map. And then you get your registration card. Right? Here's the registration card. And on there you put your name and the address and you name your star. And you have a unique database number, which identifies the star, presumably to the people that are naming it. And I have named my star after my mum and dad, Bridget Gerald Reardon. That's what I've named my star, in memory of my dad, Bridget Gerald Reardon. And all I've got to do now is post this off and I will have named a star. Of course, that's all it is, a name. I think it's a lovely gift, but you don't kind of own that star now. I mean, how on earth could you ever get to it anyway? Perhaps one day we will all be on spaceships like the USS Enterprise, able to travel journeys miles away, and maybe just one day, I hope, I will be able to visit the star named Bridget Gerald Reardon. So I think that's a lovely gift. I really do. Name a star. And one more present that I bought, my present from my dear sister and her husband Martin, as asked for. Do you remember? I asked for a handheld Dyson hoover to do my stairs with. And here it is. It looks more like some sort of space type gun. It really does. These are quite new, these are. I haven't been out long. A handheld Dyson. Listen to this. Oh, yeah. It's got quite good suction as well. Watch, I'm going to put it on my face. Look. Look at that. Oh, it's pulling my... It maybe if I put my tongue inside the hole, it will pull the ulcer off. What do you reckon? Shall I try that? I love it. So I'm really pleased with this. This is what I asked for, and this is what she bought me. But as I say, it does look... It does. It really does look like some sort of space gun or something, something like that. Love it. Yeah, love it, love it, love it, love it. And the way you empty the rubbish, you see, there's a little plastic collection area where all the dust goes. And the way you empty it into the bin, you just hit a switch and it opens. Look at it. Oh, what a blooming idiot I am. I didn't realise there'd be anything in it. Now I have to hoover. Just a minute, I need to hoover my trousers now because they're covered in dust. There we are. Yes. I mean, there we are, done. So, quite a nice little gadget. Now, you obviously charge this thing up, and you do only get 6 minutes worth of charge, okay? Then you have to plug it in again, and it takes 3 hours to charge. But I then went outside and hoovered out my car. And actually, 6 minutes is, in fact, you wouldn't think it would be, would you? But 6 minutes is... I've lost my slippers again. There we are. 6 minutes is enough to hoover the car. So, very, very pleased with that. I mean, this really has been the year of the hoover, has it not? Here in the Mirable Studios. I bought that Dyson. I bought the other Dyson, didn't I? The carpet, what do you call it? The upright Dyson a few weeks ago. And I've been very pleased with that. So thank you very much for that, sis. My new handheld Dyson, which I might do the stairs with as soon as I've finished the show. I don't know how dirty they are yet. So that was Christmas afternoon. And then as time wore on, we had Doctor Who, the Christmas edition of Doctor Who on the telly, which was rather good. And then we had tea, which was like a buffet. She does like a buffet type tea, which was all very nice. I couldn't eat anymore. I had such a large dinner, but I'm not a great meat eater. And, for example, for Christmas dinner, I had a plate full of vegetables and potatoes and a little bit of turkey. And my sister did this. She did this lovely stuffing and sausage meat and pigs in blankets, which is sausages with a bit of bacon wrapped round the outside. Oh, it was lovely. So that was the Christmas dinner. Christmas night then, I think for the rest of the evening, we spent most of the time watching the television, which was all rather nice. My niece came round as well. It was lovely to see Tracey and her boyfriend Ben. I mean, those two really are they are, you know, as you see people, they are a couple. And you see other people and they're not a couple. Well, Tracey and Ben absolutely are a couple. You would think the pair of them have been together for years and years. They really do, like when they're together, they kind of bounce off each other, you know? And it's so nice. And they're just going to be together forever and ever. I know they are. Anyway, that's the main part of my time at my sister's, and I'll tell you a little bit more on the next show, but right now we're almost running out of time. I do have some emails here. We haven't done any emails at all on this show, I know, but don't worry, we'll do all those in the next show, because I haven't got much more to tell you about my sisters. It was a lovely, lovely, lovely time. What else? I think that's it, really. That's all to tell you today on today's show. Thank you, as always, very much for joining us here on United Kingdom Talk. There is an email address. Please feel free to join in at any time. The email address is chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. See you on the next show. From myself, Chris Reardon. Bye-bye now.